Mm. It's that time of day. It's time for the Morning Cryptos. This is Shepard, and this is day 144 of my 90-day challenge to go deep into the cryptoverse. And it's also the solstice, shortest day of light, longest night of the year. And yesterday, interesting stuff, right? It was really nice to just take a little break from the crazy parabolic up. What's up? Crazy. So let's get started. Let's start the music and let's see what's going on today. Definitely have a little bit of a gronkiness going on. So start the music. Oh my God, man, I sound like I have some kind of a cold here, but I don't feel like I have a cold. Just got something going on. Anyway, holy guacamole. So Bitcoin had itself a little bit of a pullback, and it's just sitting pretty solidly on this support down here. And unfortunately for me, at the moment, I took all my profits from all my alts that I sold and took profits into Bitcoin up here, just below. And when it's dropped below 18,000, I started taking profits because I had some pretty juicy profits. And the question remains, like, where to put profits if you don't want to put them into Bitcoin? And I'm starting to not want to put them into Bitcoin, but we'll see. So let's first check the news and see what the heck is going on here. Hit refresh. Okay, and this is what pisses me off, okay? How low can Bitcoin go? Charts hint at 11,000 in play. Well, okay, fine. It could go to zero, people. Like the US dollar could go to zero tomorrow, but it probably won't. It could, and someday it will. Man. Maybe I'm not healthy. I feel really fine, though. I just sound like crap. Okay. That's it. Nothing else. No end of the world scenarios. Just the usual chitter chatter. I'm encouraged by this, though, because we are nicely on this line, and I did adjust a little bit, and that might be cheating, but essentially it's the inchworm. The inchworm has to go up and it has to land before it can do its next thing. And I don't see anything particularly changing other than a lot of profit taking happened, and now it's kind of doing a sideways trading range. It's just in the middle of the sideways trading range, it had a pop, right? So that's what they do. That's the 1 hour chart. Let's spread it out a little bit, see what's going on here. There's a lot of red, but there's also quite a bit of green, right? So when it comes back up to this area, I will start buying altcoins again, and hopefully there will be some that are in the perfect buying spot. And when they are, I'm going to buy them. So let's grind down through the big ones, the main ones I watch. Bitcoin Cash, and this proves the point that you almost always have another chance, right? I thought I'd missed it here. Up it went, then it came right back down. I was not in a position to buy yesterday because Bitcoin was down, and I didn't want to buy with Bitcoin that didn't have all my profits in it. Do you understand that? I hope you get that. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around it myself. So, all right. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, it's got life in it, and it's doing what it's doing. Bitcoin Gold, that's up. Look at that. Hi, Bitcoin Gold. And I don't see really a place to get in right there. I don't know. I think we might have to just let things settle out a little bit we'll see. Dash is just, we got a double top now in Dash on the 1 hour chart here. And we have rising bottoms. I wonder what that means. Can any of you students, can you tell me what a cryptocurrency with double tops and rising bottoms might do? Oh, look what it did down here, right? I think it might be a good time to grab some Dash. I'll keep an eye on it. That's looking pretty good. I'm just going to kind of stick to the 1 hour charts here because these things are so parabolically up. And that's what has to happen. The price has to kind of lock in at a new level. And that's what this process is, oh, it went up and now it kind of settles in. And this is the new price. But the new price isn't one thing. The new price is a range of prices, right? So this is EOS against Ethereum. You know, that's a nice little wedge we got going here. And I'm still considering that I may want to start taking my profits into Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, even though it's not as liquid as the Bitcoin market. And hopefully you understand what that means. And I can explain it. I don't want to over-explain stuff, but I'm just kind of looking at this here and seeing, is it a wedge? Right? Is it a wedge or is it, with rising bottoms? I think I'm going to ignore that one. I think I'm going to pull this down here. See this? We got support here, but it kind of feels like the tops are coming down. Of course, you could change the whole thing, right? You could just call those double tops there. But we don't have, we don't have the, if you're building a building, right? This is going to lean. We need something here, right? I got to make this into an arrow. I think that would be better. So, it just kind of seems to want to lean a little. That's not bad, but we'll see, right? It might just be a compression, So anyway, that's EOS against Ethereum. I'm curious about EOS because I have a lot and I've just been hodling it. It's not a ton, but I ain't a whale. I ain't no whale yet, but I'm working on it. Let's see. Against the US dollar, it looks better. Against the US dollar, you can make a case for rising bottoms and tops. So that I might actually look into getting some more EOS if I am in the mood. I think EOS is going to go, people. That looks like, I would say, I would issue a buy signal for EOS. I'm issuing a buy signal because it's still cheap. It's still $11-ish. I think EOS could pop. Let's pull back to a 1 day chart and look at it. 1 day chart. It's way up, but it still has room to run. Whereas I just feel like some of the other ones, if you go from $10 to $70 in a day or a week or whatever, that's different than going from $4 to $5 and then $5 to $10. Although it's probably the same. I don't know. In my mind, it just seems like it's more possible. And the beauty of EOS is it's starting to deliver some test stuff and beta stuff, but it's not out there, right? It's not its own web, its own thing, whatever, network, yeah. Man, I sound really groggy today. Sorry, people. Let's keep going. I'm a little low energy, too. I think, maybe I just needed a rest. It was so intense last week. Holy crap. And Monday, too. All weekend it was intense. And maybe people are taking a little break for the holidays. Ethereum on the 1 day chart. How much higher can Ethereum go? That's the question. Let's Let's go to a 1 hour chart here. This I like, right? I want to see some freaking consolidation here. That's good. We have some, we have a little range. I prefer, and you guys know me by now if you have been watching this, that to me looks like rising bottoms. And we have a long trend, right? Let's see if I can squeeze it a little bit so you can get the bigger picture here on the 1 hour chart. We have a pretty good sized trend, and then we have rising bottoms here. That's looking pretty good. But again, we could still have a correction, right? We could still have a correction back to this $600 range. And that would be acceptable. That would be okay. That's still high, right? So good. All right. IOTA. I do have some IOTA now over at Binance. I've been talking about it for a long time. And in IOTA here, this is much more clearly a wedge. Wow. Wedge it up. Okay, and I got it down here where this arrow is. I haven't had to reboot my computer every second, so that's some of my little artifacts are lasting. So I'm just going to hang on with IOTA. I think it's early in the project. It's only at $4.90, 99 cents, almost $5. I'm definitely hanging on until IOTA goes to 10 at least. I think it's a hell of a good project, and it's way before its time. So we're in early on IOTA. I might just hodl. I don't know. We'll see. Litecoin. Let's go to Litecoin. Now, I thought I was so proud I got in right here. I saw this little sideways thing, pop, and then it came all the way right back down. But it's about at where I got in. So I'm pretty good with Litecoin. I might look into getting some more. It's all the perception. Do you think Litecoin's really worth that amount? And it doesn't matter, really, because the whole idea of Litecoin is, oh, that's the coin we're going to use as a currency. Well, I don't know. I'm starting to doubt it. I watched a couple of movies yesterday, which I will highly recommend to you guys. And I'll leave the links below this video if I can remember to do it. Let me just make a note. Links to vids. There were two incredibly well done videos, and one of them was by Mike Maloney, who has a whole series called The Hidden Secrets of Money, and it's a 7-part series, and this is part 8. And this is what I first started watching last year when I started changing my limiting beliefs about money in my own life. And Mike Maloney he's got dyslexia, kind of like I do, and he's really good at explaining complicated things and making complicated ideas simple and understandable. So I highly recommend the whole series, but in particular his latest episode, which is number 8, which is all about cryptocurrencies. And he starts it in 2014 and he finishes it like recently. So there's a range of change, and he introduces something in that video that I think we're all going to need to know about, and it's called hash graph. And that is something that's so much better than the blockchain for the whole process that we're doing here, that it's going to make blockchain look like dial-up. This is broadband. This guy's got broadband. IOTA has the Tangle, which could also be broadband, but this is something different, and it's called the hash graph, I think. And it's people, it's so worth your time. I highly, highly, highly recommend it, and I will definitely put the link below. The other video was by Jeff Berwick of the Dollar Vigilante, and it talked about some of the shenanigans behind Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is becoming steadily less usable, and why that might be, and what is the Lightning Network really, and what does it really do? Some really good stuff. So both of those I will made a note. I will put below this. I can't recommend them enough. I want to watch them again. And it was nice yesterday to have a little break from the trading so that I had a little time to just sit and do some research. Also, I've been checking out some new coins, and when I get rested a little bit, I'll do some specials on that. It's just been a frenzy here. So anyway, that's my blah blah. Neo, what's going on with Neo against Ethereum? Okay, what's it doing against the U.S. dollar? Okay, so there seems to be, we seem to be in a period now of, it's not just straight boosting up kind of stuff, but kind of some uncertainty seems to be coming into the market. I feel like I'm reading tea leaves here. You will notice some uncertainty coming into the market. So basically, I'm just going to hang on to my Neo. I bought back into it here. I took really good profits. I sold my Neo. I did well on Neo. I think I got in somewhere in here in the 40s. And this just might be a much larger sideways trading action, but the tops are a little lower. So that's interesting. We got some higher bottoms, and we had a dip below support. So definitely keeping an eye on Neo. Let's take a pullback on the 1 day. And it's just that after a big boost, these things have to consolidate. That's just the way it is, They just have to consolidate. And that's kind of what's going on now. So when the boosting's going on, that's why I was like really trading like crazy. I was trying to grab profits and lock them in. My frustration was I don't really like locking in my profits into Bitcoin because it's so at the top, right? But we've said that all along. In July, we're like, oh, it's too high. Oh, it's too high. So I don't trust that Bitcoin is at its real high. Do you know what I mean? It seems high, but then it just keeps going. So the question is, where do you lock in your profits? And the idea of US dollar tether is brilliant. And I would really like to use it, but I'm not going to leave my stuff in US dollar tether. The other thing over at Binance is they have their own token, and they give you a 50% 50% discount on trading if you use their token. So I have not taken any profits over there. So I think I'm going to try that. And again, I'm still learning, people. I'm not a 20-year veteran of this stuff, and that's, I think, really good for you guys because you can watch me learn, because you're probably learning as well. A lot of us are learning. And it's beginner's mind. And sometimes the beginner has the advantage over the person with a ton of experience because the beginner doesn't have a bunch of expectations. And these markets are not acting like the stock market. So if you've been stock market trading for years, you come in here with a bunch of biases and expectations and habits and ways of thinking that may not actually help you in the cryptos. But if you come in with newbie mind, beginner's mind, you might actually benefit from that. You just have to learn the tools and the techniques. And essentially, if you can imagine that every new company in the future is going to have their own token, and instead of buying stocks, we will be buying tokens, and it'll be just a direct thing. And I hate to say that to the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, but we probably won't need them at some point. They'll try to prevail, but I mean, why? Let's say Tesla has their own token. I would just rather buy that than their stock, because their stock, I have one share of their stock. I have to go to TD Ameritrade, and again, I don't even like these exchanges. I would rather just trade directly with other people, peer to peer. And it's the whole idea of Bitcoin, and it's been co-opted, right? The whole movement of the powers that be, and this shows up in these videos, by the way, so I'm not totally off on a tangent, but the powers that be benefit from there being layers upon layers, so they can put their little fees everywhere, and I said this yesterday, I think, if I'm in profit, why do I have to go to Bitcoin, right? Or Ethereum? Why can't I go to any other token? If I have profits here, let's say in Omise Go, this is against the US dollar on the 1 day chart to get back to what's in front of us. Like, I'd like to buy something that's low with my Omise Go, right? Instead of having to go into Bitcoin and then from Bitcoin to go to the other thing. And I get that there's probably some practical things that have to happen for that, but that's where we're going. And we're not there yet. So again, we are still early, people. So Omise Go against the US dollar. We had this big boost, and now it's come back down, and a little bit more. We're consolidating. To me, this is natural. This is healthy. Where are the tops? We got a top right here, and kind of another one there. It's sort of flat top. There's a little lean. Not bad. And we have some rising bottoms. Bloop, 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 bloop. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this line. I'm just going to get rid of it. Remove. All right. So we had a nice sideways trading range. It popped. Came back. Really popped. Came back. And that's the thing is, if you miss it, there's almost always a second chance to get back in. And I like that. That takes a lot of the pressure off of me to get it right. And I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist, which really is being an imperfectionist. And I'm working on being a true perfectionist, which is like, you know what? It's perfect. Everything is perfect. Exactly what I did, the dumb mistakes I made is perfect. Perfect. And some of the dumb mistakes I've made really got locked in something that I'm now training myself to avoid. So anyway, sorry my energy is a little down today, people, but I still love you. I still love doing this. I can't wait for this every day. Okay, here we go. Quantum. Can we talk? Can we talk here? Look at this, people. You know what? I might have to just get more quantum. I don't care what Bitcoin's going to do. I want to take some of my Bitcoin and I want to buy some quantum, because look at this. This is what I love about quantum. It is, I don't know quite how to draw this for you, but it's tightening. It's tightening down. And that, to me, I don't know where to put this. Get rid of it. I'm just going to draw a line across these tops. Okay. So we have this kind of tightening up in this channel. That looks like it's going to go. And quantum still has room. I think quantum is going to be a $1,000 project. I don't know if it's going to move today or not, but let's pull it back on the 1 day. I mean, I would prefer to see that on a 1 day chart. See, we had this big long thing, but down here. But I don't know if we're going to get that. And that's the deal. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. And that's, again, why this is so enjoyable, right? Because every Hollywood movie that you go to, you pretty much know how it's going to end. And we like that too, but we want to have some uncertainty. Remember, people, this is the hypnosis of money. And in that area, I do know what I'm talking about because I've been studying it for 30 years. Okay. Quantum. I'm going to gotta get me some more quantum today. And if I have profits in anything else, I'll take them probably into Ethereum and then from Ethereum into quantum. And it would just be nice to just do it. Or if Bitcoin picks up a little bit, if it gets anywhere high, close to 18,000, I'll just use that. But I'm not going to take all my profits into Bitcoin anymore. That was an experiment. I had to see how it felt, right? Visual and kinesthetic. I had to see how I felt. We call that a synesthesia in NLP. All right, XMR Monero. It's setting up, again, a nice little consolidation. We might see these consolidations over the Christmas holiday, over the weekend. People might actually be taking a break and hanging out with their families for a change. So who knows? Could this be construed as a narrow channel up there? Yeah, could it also be construed as a wedge? And again, these downward wedges can be unpredictable for me. Yeah, you can look at it a couple of different ways. You could also say that there's much more upward wedgishness, right? And these lines, play with these lines, people, because if you move them around, sometimes you get a different effect. And this is art, right? If you make a frame with your hands and just look at the world through a frame, it changes your perspective, right? So that's what I bring. That's what I bring to the table here. XRP, Ripple. All right, this is what I wanted to see because we had a nice sideways trading range and it has popped through. Ripple's going to $1, people. Look at this. I said it and I meant it. And the perspective is so different on the chart, depending how much you stretch it or squish it. It's pretty much at $1. It touched it. It's going to $1 and probably beyond. And I am really glad I bought more Ripple. Yeah, baby. I did something right this week. These sideways trading ranges, if you've learned nothing from me, people, please learn to recognize these. It's the entry points that matter. You can take profits whenever you want, or you can hold for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter. But if you get in at a good spot, that gives you choices, and the likelihood that you are going to be in profit is much better, right? So, okay, that's it. I can't go through all the others that I'm watching because I just don't have the energy today. But I wanted to touch base with these because these, for me, is where I come back to all the time with these US dollar charts over on Bitfinex to check things out. And I'm also going back and forth between WorldCoin Index and the cryptocurrency market capitalizations websites. So I've been scrolling down these websites and just kind of looking at, just getting a glance at these little thumbnail charts and just trying to pick anything. Like here's Cardano. It's kind of in a sideways trading range and it's still below $1, right? Those are the projects I'm looking for because I really like limiting my downside risk and having room to move up. That's what I'm loving. So that's why I don't like Bitcoin because I feel like I'm way, way up. I'm just so high up on this stack of this, ephemeral ideas and perceptions. And it's so volatile, but it's actually been not that volatile, kind of holding. So check this out. This technique is not really a technique. It's just, this is a way to go shopping faster. Just slide down here. And EOS, 11.13, it's down 9. This is a good time to get into EOS. Did I write that down? Yeah, this is, I would say, some good, you don't want to buy when it's up, right? Here's it's not horribly down, 9% down. Check it out. Quantum's down 3%. That's good. Those are two, EOS and Quantum, looking to jump in there. And you know what? It might be worth me not worrying about my profits in Bitcoin and just freaking going for it. And I'd love to hear from some of you guys with more experience what you think about that. And definitely I'm not buying any BitConnect tokens. Populous is something I checked out. That's a good project, but it's at 39. I kind of want the ones that are lower, below 10, Waves is not bad. Waves is below 20, and it's kind of less boosted. So you get the idea, right? US dollar tether here, I wouldn't buy that unless I'm actually using it in my trading, and I might start playing with it. I just wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. Use it if it works. Sia coin is way up, and I've got a bit of that. I don't have a ton of it. And it's really cheap. It's only 2 cents, right? So I've got several thousand Sia coins. So that one, I might just hang on, or I might take a little profit. I might take a little profit if there is some. What else we got? ARC, I don't have any. I've got to check into that. Status, I don't know what that is. So any of these that look like they're not going parabolic, I'm checking into. Salt might be a good time to get back into some salt. I have some. It's at $10. Salt is a blue chip project, people. I would definitely look into getting more. This Biteball Bites. Bitball Bites, Bitball Bites. I've heard a lot of good things about that, but the price is so high. Not doing it. What else is there? Things I haven't heard of. Walton, that's a good project. Yeah. But, I'm looking at these little charts here. Here, Electronium, we have a nice bit of a... I want some flat shit. Flat shit, baby. Basic attention token might be a good time to get in here. It's up, but it's not up like parabolically. And it might not be. It's at 37 cents. Might not be a bad time to get into some basic attention token. And I got quite a bit of it. I sold 2,000 of it the other day, so I might buy some back. Just shopping, people. Shopping. Einsteinium. It kind of took a hit. It was really boosting. But at $1.37, if I can find it having some support, I'm going to get some Einsteinium. Because, hey, it's down 15%, right? You buy some and it goes back to where it was, and you're in the money. So that's it, people. But I would definitely stay in the top 100 or so of these and do your due diligence. Check out their websites. I mean, everything is looking pretty up right here, except for Bitcoin, right? But according to this, it's up at 18,000. Oh no, that's the volume. My eyes tricked me in the morning. Okay, it's up to 16. It's at 16,715. And I would really like it to get back up into the high 17,000s and the 18,000 range, because that's where I took all my profits. And again, a lesson learned. I'm not going to do that again. I don't think ever. But Bitcoin on the exchanges is more liquid. Those markets are more liquid. So who knows? Maybe I won't even worry about the profits, because in the end, if you're doing intelligent trades, you're going to do okay. So anyway, that's it for today, people. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Ooh, what's this? What chart is this? Oh, this is XRP making a move. A little action right now. Ripple. Ripple, ripple, ripple. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. And people, have a happy and wonderful winter solstice. The days will start getting longer. And evidently, it takes 3 days for the days to start getting longer, and that's really the symbolism behind this thing called the nativity that happens. And it's a good time of year. A lot of stuff comes up for people, so be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with the people you love. Enjoy yourself. Remember, it's not about the money, people. It's about the freedom. It's about doing what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, and being able to be the person who decides what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, with whom you're going to do it, right? So that's a good feeling. So happy holidays. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll grind through them, and we'll see what happens, all right? So thanks, everybody. Peace, grooviness, over and out. Start the music.